Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. The Christmas spirit is starting to emerge in the Southern Tier. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg visited the Arctic League headquarters in Elmira to see how they're preparing for the holiday season.
With holiday season approaching, the Arctic League in Elmira kicked off their Christmas campaign earlier this week.
The Arctic League started 110 years ago by a group of Elmirans recognizing that there is a need at holiday time for some families, in particular the children of families, that may not have as much as others.
I'm at the Arctic League headquarters in Elmira. On Christmas Eve, thousands of toys will leave through this garage and be delivered to the children of Chemung County. The Arctic League is funded through donations from the community and ran by hundreds of volunteers who donate their time across the year.
The community gets behind the Arctic League because I think everybody realizes that the holiday season is really about giving, and people realize that that's the time of year when some people might notice that they're not able to give to their children what they'd like to, and yet we have this wonderful community here that for 110 years has rallied around that and just said, you know what, we're going to help make Christmas a little bit better for those in need.
This year, the Arctic League's goal is to raise $130,000 to support their mission of delivering toys to around 3,000 children in Chemung County. A special broadcast on November 27th will be held at the Clements Center where people can donate. Donations can also be made to the Arctic League directly. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Elmira.
Local fitness and dance studio, Redefining Diva, is running a coat drive for children in need. Women can bring a coat to Redefining Diva, located in the Arnott Mall. If you bring a coat, you can have a free class of your choosing at the studio. For more information, visit Redefining Diva with Marla on Facebook or the website on your screen. The first snowflakes of the season have fallen in the Southern Tier. Our Maggie Hall has coverage of the first snowfall from around the area.
While most of the snow has melted away now, the first snowfall of the season has officially hit the Twin Tiers and the Southern Tier. Local Amy Ryle captured some of the very first snowflakes falling onto her lawn. Amy captioned the video, "No, I'm not ready for this stuff." Many folks woke up to snow blanketing their yards and cars. David Morgan shared this photo from his home in Big Flats. He also shared this video from his home security cameras showing the snowflakes coming down around 5:30 last night. A local landscaping expert told me that his team spent the morning salting and plowing the roads and then spent the rest of the day preparing the plows for tomorrow. There were up to 2 inches on the ground this morning. The Pendleton family took part in some winter fun. You missed! The snow comes after last week's high November temperatures of over 60 degrees. Local Julie Mays shared this winter suggestion on Facebook saying, "In this event that you do not have a snow brush, you can improvise with a Wegmans box to push the snow off of your car." While temperatures climbed to the 40s as the day went on, the wind was still brisk, and it is clear that winter is coming and is almost here. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
And with the first snowfall on the ground, we have some recommendations on how you can stay safe driving on wintry roads. Schedule extra time for winter travel and make sure to remove all ice or snow from your car before taking to the roads. Never follow a snowplow too closely or attempt to pass one. Bridges freeze more quickly than road surfaces, so reduce your speed when going over them. Hockey fans could get free tickets to multiple Elmira Mammoth home games with Everybody Wins at First Arena. Patrons who buy a home game ticket can hold on and redeem that ticket for free seats to every Mammoth home game until the team gets their first win. The next home game will be played Saturday, November 19th versus the Watertown Wolves. The race for 2024 has officially begun. After months of less than subtle hints and speculation, former President Donald Trump has announced he is running for president. Lauren Blanchard has a look at the latest reaction, where some in his party are not supportive.
I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. With more than 700 days to go until the 2024 presidential election, former President Trump has announced his candidacy for a third time and filed with the Federal Election Commission.
Couldn't we have waited till after the first of the year, for goodness sake? Let America just have a breath.
The announcement celebrated in the former president's circle.
He wants to get America back on the path to success and greatness.
But some say this is a distraction from the Senate runoff in Georgia.
Get out and vote for Herschel, and he deserves it.
Others in his party say it's time to move on after a disappointing midterm election. Plus, the former president is under investigation and continues to deny he lost in 2020.
It's clearly a deal breaker for independent voters.
Former Vice President Mike Pence says America needs a less divisive leader.
I honestly believe that we'll have better choices come 2024. I think I have a sense the American people want a new style of leadership.
The list of potential Republican candidates is growing. It includes Vice President Pence, plus Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who has recently been the focus of President Trump's ire.
When you're leading, when you're getting things done, yeah, you take incoming fire. That's just the nature of it.
The president's eldest daughter, Ivanka Trump, was not at the speech. She says she does not plan to be part of politics in the future. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Officials still on the scene of the deadly missile blast in a Polish town on the border with Ukraine. NATO member Poland and the head of the military alliance both saying the strike in Polish farmland did not appear to be intentional. Both also saying that air defenses in neighboring Ukraine likely launched the Soviet-era projectile against a Russian bombardment that savaged the Ukrainian power grid. Another union is against the proposed Biden administration freight rail deal, raising the chances of a nationwide strike. The International Brotherhood of Boilermakers now says no to the Biden administration's tentative deal between freight rail companies and unions. The rejection becomes the third such among the 12 unions. All must agree or a strike goes into effect. The proposal called for a 24% wage increase over 5 years from 2020 to 2024. As hospitals are filling up with kids sick with RSV, the number of adults suffering from the same illness is creeping up as well. According to the CDC, between 60,000 to 120,000 older adults in the United States are hospitalized with RSV each year. Adults most at risk of contracting severe RSV include adults 65 and older, adults with heart or lung disease, and immunocompromised adults. The hospitalization rate this year for seniors is 10 times higher than usual. Severe RSV can present like a common cold, but then develop into a sometimes deadly lung infection or pneumonia. Your complete forecast is straight ahead. Plus this.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Well, as some of our first pretty significant snow system did work its way across the Northeast, we did bring in some snowfall totals anywhere from about an inch, even over closer towards portions of the Finger Lakes, to seeing then areas from Elmira even over towards Binghamton getting upwards of 2 to 3 inches of snowfall. Now, some of that has melted off, especially as temperatures do climb slightly above that freezing mark into the afternoon. But we do know that as we step through the overnight, we fall below that freezing mark, so note that some refreezing is a possibility. Temperatures aren't too cool to see widespread flash freeze conditions, but some slick spots are mentioned. You also note that there are some showers there in the overnight forecast. What we are going to see set in place as we head into our Thursday forecast is that some snow squalls will set up. And what snow squalls are is it's a line of some showers that can quickly move through, similar to what we would see with a thunderstorm, a line of some severe storms. They quickly move through, bring a brief downpour, as well as times of reduced visibility and some difficult travel conditions. Just really take a severe thunderstorm warning and make it into a snow squall is what we're seeing here. So we're going to see that that's possible. So a quick burst of snow, you can see some quick accumulation with that, even up to an inch possible, reduced visibility, and then that quickly does move on. So note that those will be scattered across central portions of New York. So keep yourself wary of that system. Some may see it, some may not, as we stay under some mostly cloudy skies. Note that there are breezy conditions, though, across much of the state, which is initiating some pretty significant lake effect snowfall across portions of Buffalo and up towards Watertown as we head into the weekend. However, as it comes to central portions of New York, we have the chance to see some sunshine both Friday as well as Saturday. Some passing clouds and maybe even some flurries up towards portions of the Great Lakes, especially closer to the east that you or west that you travel closer to Buffalo. But what we see is that there is going to be another chance for maybe some of those short waves to move through and give us a quick burst of some snow showers again come Sunday, as that lake effect snow is going to start to taper off Sunday into Monday. So as we roll through the forecast, you can really see that lake effect snowfall kicking in, but that's going to give us again a few of those short waves that could bring some quick bursts of some snow showers, and then at times some passing cloud cover will be in the mix as well. But again, we should see some of that sunshine as most of that moisture will hold closer to those lake regions. So as we look at the wind potential, though, note that wind gusts is getting upwards about 20 to 25 miles per hour, carrying that moisture over to the central portions of the state, causing for that quick burst of some snow showers, and will keep a little bit of a chill to the air as temperatures are below average, still into those 30s by about 10 degrees as we look around 38 degrees for our Thursday. By Friday, we see that returning sunshine, but still a chill to the air again with that wind, and those temperatures holding just around about 38 degrees. Coolest days will come on Saturday and Sunday at about near that freezing mark. Lows are falling into the teens as well, so some brisk morning conditions in place. Make sure to grab that warm coffee or cocoa. But we'll notice as we head into next week, there will be more sunshine to be brought around, as well as seeing temperatures bring back towards average.
Americans' generosity might be put to the test as high inflation hits holiday budgets this year. Marianne Rafferty has a look at how you can still make a difference.
It's the season of giving, but also a season of spending. With many Americans cash-strapped due to inflation, it might be difficult to give back to people in need.
Concerns about an economic slowdown have led to more uncertainty as consumers make those decisions about their giving, about their spending, and also their saving decisions.
High prices and higher interest rates have many Americans looking to stretch their dollar. But Una Osili, who specializes in philanthropy at Indiana University, says there is an unprecedented need for donations around the country.
Your dollars can make a difference in your community.
If you're on a tight budget and still looking to give back, she suggests finding a charitable organization that best matches your values, with an added reminder that donations aren't just cash-based.
Being a great-great-grandmother and on a limited budget, it's a blessing.
Ann Bounds of Milwaukee recently took her family to a coat drive. The donations from complete strangers are helping her family stay warm. Despite economic concerns, a recent survey from Fidelity Charitable found that more than half of Americans say they may be willing to give more this year. Organizations remain optimistic that's the case.
A survey says Americans still want real Christmas trees this year despite inflation. A recent survey by Trees.com says consumers want the real deal when it comes to Christmas trees, as opposed to the artificial ones or even doing without. Nearly 1 in 5 people say they'll pay $200 or more for the right tree. To get real trees, people are cutting down other spending and budgeting for gifts. Tree growers have faced some rising fuel and fertilizer costs, so trees will likely cost 5 to 10% more this year compared to last year. Rapid population growth around the world is straining critical resources and adding to the climate crisis. Ted Lindner has more from United Nations officials on the troubles facing the now 8 billion people occupying the planet.
The world just got a little more crowded. United Nations officials projecting the global population has reached the 8 billion mark. But Tuesday's announcement is stoking fears.
We really have 2 areas of concern: how it affects poor countries that are growing rapidly, and how it affects the entire globe in terms of environmental issues.
The UN citing 2 main factors behind the population boom.
On one hand, the gradual increase in average human longevity due to the widespread advances in public health, nutrition, personal hygiene, and medicine. And on the other hand, the persistence of high levels of fertility in many countries.
With a majority of the growth seen in developing countries in Africa.
For other countries, it might not be a cause of concern because they have a very good structured government and the population is well taken care of. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case.
UN officials worry the rapid growth will further decimate supplies of already scarce resources in countries like Nigeria, where people are already struggling.
Some cultures that believe that the more children you have, the stronger you are. It's not exactly really true. People need to be well informed.
Half the world's population lives in 7 countries, including the U.S., Brazil, China, India, Indonesia, Nigeria, and Pakistan. The UN estimates the world's population will reach roughly 8.5 billion by the year 2030 and a staggering 9.7 billion by the year 2050.
Still ahead, some vending machines now carry a life-saving drug for those battling addiction. That story and more coming up. If you're still awaiting 2 types of money from the federal government, here are 2 deadlines you'll want to know about. Tax filers can still make claims for stimulus payments and child tax credits. The deadline for using a simplified filing for child tax credits did just pass on Tuesday night, but there is still hope. The next window is Thursday, November 17th until midnight through the IRS free file system. And the recovery rebate credit for the 3rd stimulus check is still available, but you still have to file a federal 2021 tax return. That check is worth $1,400. The Biden administration could extend a payment pause on student loans. That possibility comes after a federal appeals court agreed to a preliminary injunction to halt student debt forgiveness. That 3-judge panel decision came days after a federal judge in Texas blocked the program. This extension of payment pauses would be the 8th pause. Federal student loan payments have now been on hold since March of 2020. Narcan will now be easier to get for people in Southwest Washington. 5 vending machines will now dispense a box of the life-saving drug in 3 different counties. Connor McCarthy has more on how it works.
Well, this right here behind me is one of the 5 vending machines spread out throughout Southwest Washington. It looks like any other vending machine that you would find in your office break room, except this one has doses of Narcans. And the people who work at Exchange Recovery Center, where I'm at right now, say this will help save lives. It's as easy as buying a bag of chips. Except this vending machine dispenses free doses of Narcan.
Right now with this opioid pandemic, we've got to keep people alive. Like, people need to be alive to be able to reach that point where they want help.
Jacob Phillips is a peer counselor and an outreach coordinator for Exchange Recovery in Clark County, a nonprofit that helps people break away from drug addiction. They're one of 5 organizations to be given one of these vending machines through a $165,000 grant.
They're strategically placed at places where they can engage with peer services or treatment if they want to change their lives.
Vicki Smith, program director of Exchange Recovery, showed me how the vending machine works.
It's super easy. All you have to do is pick a number that has the Narcan in it, and it's as easy as that.
Literally took less than 10 seconds.
That's it.
Super easy.
Yeah.
And no coins, no cash, free.
Right.
Vicki says that these vending machines also help break down the stigma surrounding addiction.
There are so many families that are in this community that are silently struggling with a loved one that's entrapped in addiction, and they don't know where to go. Now they will know where to go.
The Washington State Department of Health says in 2021, there were more than 2,000 drug-related overdose deaths. Jacob says he overdosed 5 years ago, but Narcan wasn't easily available as it is now. So he hopes vending machines like this one will be more common so everyone can have the life-saving drug with them.
It's horrible how blatant the fentanyl use has gotten and how bad it is out there, but it's also so good that I feel like things like Narcan are a lot more socially acceptable than they once were. And the knowledge of overdose is spreading, and so people are being more educated, and as people get more educated, they're more versed to save lives.
Now, the 5 vending machines are located in 3 counties, including Clark, Klickitat, and Skamania County. Now, if you would like those exact locations, you can go to our website at kptv.com.
Stay with us. We'll have more right after this. We want to leave you with a smile. An adorable pair of tiger cubs need names. The Sumatran tiger twins, both girls, were born at the Tierpark Berlin Zoo on September 1st, but so far have gone nameless, so the zoo is asking the public for help. The cubs recently moved into an enclosure with their mom Mayang and dad JJ and are doing well exploring and getting familiar with their surroundings. Sumatran tigers are native to Indonesia and are critically endangered, so the zoo staff were delighted with the birth of the twins. There are only an estimated 400 of these big cats left in the wild. I'm Scott Beadle. Thank you so much for watching.